Baking a potato in the Ninja Foodi is not difficult at all. However, there are a couple ways to go about doing it, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun to do it two different ways in the same type of Ninja Foodi. See which one is faster, which one is crispier, and overall, which one is better. Let's find out. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today's recipe, because it's not really a recipe, is for baked potatoes. And it might seem odd, why am I gonna bake potatoes on a YouTube video? Well, it's because I get a lot of questions about what is the best way to make a baked potato in the Ninja Foodi. Now, of course, there will be some differences based on how you like to eat your potatoes, but for my experiment here that we're gonna test out with these two Ninja Foodis, I'm gonna go for a really fluffy inside and a very crispy outer skin, okay? That's how I like to eat my potatoes. That's what I'm gonna go for, but I'm gonna do it two different ways. We'll pressure cook and air crisp one, and we will air crisp one. And see, is pressure cooking for a little bit before air crisping going to be faster or not? Let's find out, okay? Super easy to do. First thing we need to do is get our potatoes ready. Now, these are about 9 ounces a piece. One's 9.3 and one's 9.5, so they're pretty similar. And they're about the same diameter. One's just a tiny bit wider, but not enough to make a difference. So we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna poke some holes in the potato, probably just about 3 forks on each side will do it. All right, good to go. I'm not gonna put any oil or salt or anything. Yes, you can do that, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm not gonna do that for this recipe. We're gonna keep it very, very simple. All right, so for the first one, I have the basket in, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of just regular, room temperature tap water, and we're gonna throw in the potato. Okay, the next one, we have the basket in, and I'm gonna just throw the potato in because we're gonna air crisp this one. So let me get the pressure lid set up. So what I'm gonna do is a 15-minute pressure cook followed by an air crisp. What I've found is a 15-minute pressure cook time for this type of potato gets it to a tender spot for the potato, where you could actually eat it probably if you did 20 minutes. If you don't like a crispy skin, you could just pressure cook 20 minutes and you'd be fine. But since I'm gonna air crisp afterwards to crisp that skin, 15 minutes seems to be the magic number. Turn the valve to the seal in the back. We're gonna hit pressure cook on high is what we want. We're gonna take the time up to 15 minutes. All right, I'm not gonna hit start quite yet because we're gonna get this one set up. Now, for this one, I'm just gonna go on air crisp and we're gonna take it all the way up to 400, and I'm gonna set the clock for an hour. I don't think it's gonna take that long, but I want to have some wiggle room. All right, so here we go. We're gonna hit the start on both of these. And there we go. So we will pressure cook this one for 15 minutes, and then I will dump the water and we will get it air crisping. We'll leave this one alone. We will check the temperatures, the internal temperatures of the potatoes, so that we know when they are perfectly done. See which one goes quicker and see which one's better. Right after the Ninja Foodi came up to pressure and the red pin popped, it started the countdown, but it also started to release a lot of steam. And I was in my office, so I came running out just to make sure, did I, turn the valve to seal? And sure enough, everything's fine. It was just releasing the extra pressure. And the valve in the back was like moving around, a little wobbly. That is totally normal. We get that question a lot. Should the valve be so loose and wobbly? Yes, because it is a safety mechanism. So when the excess steam is built and too much pressure's in the pot, it actually releases that excess steam. And once that's gone, then everything settles down and it's perfectly fine. So I've noticed that it happens more often when I'm pressure cooking with just a liquid, like a water or a broth, and nothing in the pot like I am right now. So no worries if that happens, it's perfectly normal, but it should stop and everything should quiet down for the remaining pressure cook time. All right, 15 minutes pressure cook time. It took 6.5 minutes to come to pressure and start the countdown. And now the pin is dropped. We can open up the lid. I'm going to do that away from me because it is going to be steamy in there. And we're going to go ahead and pause this for a minute. Now we're going to have a little bit of heat loss, but I want to make sure we're doing the same time. So I'm going to dump this real quick and get back to taking a temperature and cooking. All right, now I'm not drying off the potato. You can always do that, but I'm not going to. Now let's just take a temperature here. So we are at 172. So that's good. That's almost done. I like to get my potatoes about 200. And this one is at 152. So it's not quite as done. I'm going to turn it over and we're going to put this lid down. Put this lid down, and I have, 36 minutes left. So let's set the air crisp up to 400, the time up to 36 minutes. Hit the start button. We're just 30 seconds off. That'll be fine. And now let's keep going. And in about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, let's go 15. And then I will check the temperature on both and see if we're close to that 200 degrees and see how the skins are feeling on both of these potatoes. Okay, let's take a look at this one first. Little crunchy. Still looks a little wet from the pressure cook, but it is getting crunchy. All right, let's go ahead and do a temperature real quick. Ooh, it really is nice and crunchy. We're at 195, but when I stuck this through the skin, it really did crunch. Oh, let me not put that back down. Let's do this one. Now, the skin on this one's much drier, and we are at 197. So they're pretty comparable, really. All right, let's go another 5 minutes, though. All right, let's do this. That feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. All right. This one is now at 205 degrees. And let's see this one. You know, it's funny, this one does not seem like it's as crunchy, but we'll find out. And then this one is at 207 degrees. All right, so we have one answer that they take exactly the same time, whether or not you pressure cook or do or air crisp. So they take exactly the same amount of time. So this is not one instance where it will benefit you to pressure cook over air crisping. All right, let's go ahead and close these up. Now, what I'm going to do is open these up. One of the things that I've noticed with potatoes when you want to keep a crispy skin, don't let them sit like this. Open them up to release the steam. So I'm going to just split them down here and push them up open here. Whew, there we go. Let's get that steam out. Do that for the other one. This is kind of interesting. They're hot though, so. Whew. Come on, steam. I need a little help here because it's a little hot. So I'm gonna cut this down just a little bit more and open it up. Whoops. Yeah, don't want to burn myself, right? All right, let's let that cool down just a little bit, and then I will give them a taste. What I'm gonna do right now though is cut this end off. And that is because I want to taste that. And I'm not going to put butter or salt or anything on mine, which is kind of sad because I love all that stuff. But I want to just get the texture of the skin and the potato without any of the butter or anything. So we're just going to do just a plain potato here. So let's just let it cool down just a minute. All right, let's get to it. So I'm gonna leave these here for a minute and I'm just gonna dig into this potato. So the flesh of the potato is very soft. That's really nice. That is a nice texture for a baked potato. It would be so much better with butter or sour cream or both or chives. Oh my gosh. You know, you can really top your potato however you like. All right, here we go. Perfectly done. Good texture. Now this one seems like it might be a little harder, but I'm not sure yet. Just a tad. Not really that noticeable. This one's just a little bit fluffier than this one. Okay, now the skin. I can hear it crackling. Not as crispy as I would like. You can fix that with oil. I've done that before. Put it, season it with, not season it, but roll it in a little bit of oil and then put some coarse salt on top and air crisp. Oh my gosh, it's such a good potato. This is hard. Neither one of the skins are as crispy as I would like, which you can fix, like I just said. But this one's better. The air crisp one is better. This one has a little bit chewier of a skin to me. And it's a little bit less done, even though the temperatures were, you know, right around the same mark. Yeah, I think for this one, I would definitely go with air crisping, and 45 minutes for a 9-ounce potato on 400 seems to have worked just fine. And definitely, if you like that really crispy skin, definitely use some olive oil and some coarse salt and then throw it in there. And oh my gosh, it's absolutely wonderful. Top it with all the toppings that you love and enjoy your baked potato.